What isn't going on in Dillon these days? Let's start with coach. Huge change. Team East. Obviously doesn't have the respect and everything else. And to kind of segue into my stuff too, Riggs kind of sees what's happening. They forfeit the first game, which is, of course, in Texas football, unheard of. I don't know. I think the stakes are a lot different, on so many levels. Obviously, he doesn't have the means and all that to be successful, like even the equipment, the field, the players aren't listening. So I come in later on in mid-season and try and inject some new blood or some kind of – it's actually has some great moments, and it's fun to be back in the field because, of course, I'm not playing football no more. Rigo is back. I think this is the first gal ever, and this is how I've been dealing with it, that he really doesn't know how to handle, especially growing up and being the guy, Tim Riggins and everything. But, it's someone that doesn't have that. She doesn't see Tim for, the football star and everything else, and the way she even confronts him, every scene almost, bluntly. He sometimes just gives her looks where it's honestly, I have no idea what to do with you. So he has to go along with it, appease it just so it ends, hopefully. And then she starts, of course, to wear down on him, and there's some little things that add up, and he's starting to like, and he can relate to or whatnot. But it is definitely a fun relationship, and I like that. I think Coach T is such a spine of the show still. But no, I didn't. Even I just knew, even talking to Pete about the role, of just never play go with the gut, of course, as always, but never just play the simple, he's the bad guy or he's the partier or something there's way more to it. And I think always just keeping that in mind. And I don't know, maybe just people can relate a lot to Tim and just the lack of purpose that he has and everything else. I've been told, that where I'm going, so it's a good bit of it anyways. So it's fun, and I think it's a trip just to play this guy out and see where they took him, I think the biggest thing for me was just to keep it real, even the meeting before. This season, it's the only note I had, and of course you're in there and you're just all ears listening to where they're taking them and everything else, because I want to know more than everyone else, of course, but just that they've kept it real and true, and to play that as an actor it facilitates so much more, right? But yeah, it's definitely going to be, there'll be some incredible curveballs later in the season that no one would have guessed where Riggins goes. So, and that's fun to play.